Story starts by showing a group of 7 friends. All of them come to an old mansion to celebrate their friend's birthday, which they had rented. The drink gets over at the party. They think, it's such a big mansion, there must be drinks here. That's why they start looking for themselves, where they seize near the basement, a room whose door was locked. The door was locked, so they should have left, but they were in the mood for adventure. Those friends broke the lock and excitedly went downstairs. There was a pile of old things downstairs. There they find an old box, in which there are tarot cards. Tarot cards are actually like cards, but when you choose a card, you are told about yourself by reading it. This card was very strange. This card has the names of demons, devils, and witches. Looking at the cards, it seemed that someone had made them by hand. Haley, who could read the tarot cards, everyone tells her to tell their horoscope. Haley first refuses to doing so, because it is forbidden to use other people's cards, but it was her friend's birthday, so Haley listened to them, although she felt something wrong inside. But she didn't want to neglect her friend's wishes. So everyone goes upstairs and starts reading the tarot cards. They put the 12 cards in a circle and the last 13th card in the middle, because it will be the final card, the last one, so it will be the most special. The first number was Haley's same friend who had her birthday. Her card was the High Priestess. Haley told her that you are curious about everything. What is happening? Why is it happening? You try to know that curiosity, and your curiosity can only put you in trouble. You are climbing the ladder of success, but climb slowly, otherwise, you can slip, you can fall, which can cause a deep shock. After this, it was Haley's turn. Her card was the Hangman. Haley told her that, you will have to face a lot of problems related to technology, but don't worry, everything will be fine. Just don't get scared by looking at the problem, and don't run away. After this, next was another friend, Paige. Her card was the Magician. Haley tells her that someone will pull you in 2 parts, and will lock you up there, but she ignores it. Now a friend, Paxton, goes to the bathroom. He sees someone from the balcony, but when he light the bulb, there was no one there. The next number was Haley's male friend, but he refuses to take Haley's reading, because they had a fight. Instead, Paxton comes and sits, and his card is the Fool. Haley tells him not to make any decisions in haste. You will feel trapped, but you have to trust your loved ones. If one door closes, the other will open, and you will come from somewhere for your friends. Now the next number was Paige's friend. Her card was the Hermit. Now this boy was going to break his principles. That's why he was told that the Hermit's light can take you to the wrong path, and the paths of love that are opening in front of you. Think about them before you go, and you are going to get money from somewhere. Everyone's reading was done, and now only Haley's friend was left. That's why he also comes forward. His card is the Devil. He was told that you are ruining your relationships, and you will face the demon. Then you will have to sacrifice someone. If you don't want this to happen, then you have to face the demon. After everyone's reading was done, Haley also did her reading. Her final card was Death. For her, it was that love will be the reason for her death, and if she doesn't die, a new beginning will take place. Haley didn't take this seriously, but inside, she feels something weird. The next morning, everyone came back. On the way, these people stopped at a gas station, where Paige's friend's card got $7,000 after scratching, which makes him very happy, but in a way, her tarot reading was completed, that you are going to get money from somewhere. At night, everyone goes to their own house. While Haley's friend, whose birthday was, goes to the hostel. When she comes out of the shower, she sees that a ladder is coming down from the attic. Then she quietly lifts it up and goes to her room, because Haley told her not to get into curiosity. But after a while, someone knocks on her door loudly. When she opens the door, she sees that the ladder has come down again. She started going near the ladder, but she couldn't notice that someone was standing behind her, but she was feeling it, and as soon as she turned on the light, there was no one there. She thinks that these must be the girls of the hostel, who are making jokes with me. That's why she also starts climbing the ladder quickly. But there was no girl of the hostel in the attic upstairs, but it was the High Priestess, the one who had come to her tarot card. She shouted loudly, then seeing her, she falls down and becomes conscious, and then the High Priestess lifts the ladder and hits her. She did this again and again, because of which Haley's friend is killed. As Haley had told in her tarot reading, that curiosity will trap you. Climb the ladder carefully, otherwise you will slip, you will get a deep shock. Exactly, the same happened, but everyone thinks that her death is an accident. Her friends get together after hearing the news of her death. Everyone was very sad and worried, but no one knew that all this happened because of the card. At night, everyone else goes but Haley stays with Paige, because she was very sad because of her friend's death. Haley tells her that when I was young, then I learned the reading of tarot cards. At that time my mother was sick. Whenever I read for my mother, every time, the card showed me her death. That's why it is said that we can't change our fate. She explains to her, that if you were with our friend, you could not do anything then. Later Paige's friend goes to leave Haley at her house, but when he was coming back, at that time the demon of his tarot card, Hermit, follows him. Now Paige's friend wanted to go back by train, but Hermit's light forced him to go to the wrong side, and suddenly a train comes and crushes him, which leads to his death, and this is how his reading proved to be right, that is, Hermit's light showed him the wrong way, which was the reason for his death. The next day, when the news of his death reaches to those friends, then they get very worried, and Haley begins to doubt that all this is happening according to the reading. Otherwise, how did 2 friends die in 2 days? This cannot be a coincidence. The rest of them also agree to this. They start thinking, what should we do now? Because now these people needed help. That's why they took internet support. They found out about a woman who was an oracle. Oracle had written about the tarot card, how so many people died because of the cards. They dial the oracle's number but she doesn't pick up the phone. Then everyone decided to go straight to her house, which was far from the population. Anyway, as soon as they reach her house and knock the door, then in the beginning, the oracle did not open the door, but then when they told her that, because of the tarot cards, their friends had died, and we are also going to die, then the oracle comes out. She took them inside, and tells them that the tarot cards you have read, they were cursed. Because of them, many people have died before, in Mexico, in Woodstock, and in London. One person survived in the London case, and that is none other than me, because I had read for all of them but not mine. But until I understood that all this happened because of tarot cards, by then those cards had gone from my hand. Since then I have been looking for these cards, so that I can destroy them and they can't take the lives of more people. Now the question arises, where did this cursed card come from? Obviously, Oracle also searched about this, and then she tells that these cards have become cursed because of a king. In the 18th century, a queen of a king was pregnant. The king made a reading of queen by an astrologer, but she informed the king that the child and the queen both will die, when the queen will give birth to a child. Hearing this, the king got angry, and he said to change the reading. The astrologer make the readings many times, but every time the result of death came, and because of this, the king got angry. He expelled the astrologer and her daughter from the kingdom, but when the time comes, the reading becomes true, the queen and her child dies. Seeing this, the king was very sad, and he got so angry that he went crazy. He accused the astrologer of witchcraft. He gave her a lot of punishments. He killed her daughter with his soldiers, which made the astrologer very sad and very angry. That's why the astrologer made those dangerous cards in return, and using them, she make the reading of the king and his soldiers. Then did a dangerous ritual, and she took her life, so that her soul is always tied to those cards. Then one by one, the king and his soldiers started dying, just like their readings. The astrologer's revenge was fulfilled in some way, but since her soul is tied to those cards, that's why whenever someone uses these cards, they will die like their reading. Now there is only one way to survive, and that is to destroy these cards forever. After hearing all this, Haley and her friend go to the mansion, where those cards were, but on the way, their car stops at a bridge. At this time, Haley sensed that something very bad is going to happen. Now the reading of Haley's friend was going to be true. That is, the hangman, who was told that she would have a problem related to technology, and don't run away seeing the problem, don't hang around, but she does what she was forbidden to do, she started running away. Then according to the readings, the hangman came and after hanging her, he left. It happened in front of everyone, and now there is no doubt that all this is happening because of the cards. But those people are very scared. Seeing this, Paxton says that I don't want to go back to the place where it all started. I want to save my life, and he goes to his home, although he was told that don't take any steps in a hurry, but he was doing this. And that's why, according to his readings, the fool demon follows him. Seeing this, he gets very scared, and in a hurry, he gets on the lift, but he was stuck here. Now scene shift to Haley and the rest of the friends reach the mansion and threw the tarot cards into the fire, but they get shocked to see that none of the cards caught fire. They don't understand anything, so they called Oracle and Oracle told them, to destroy these cards, you have to do a ritual, with which the soul of the astrologer will be separated from the cards. Oracle starts the ritual and calls the soul of the astrologer, but she didn't think how powerful the soul can be. The soul came and read Oracle's readings, and her final card of 6 of Swords came, that is, she inserted 6 swords into Oracle and killed her. Seeing this, Haley and her friend started running from there, but the page separates from them, and her readings also start to get true, that is, someone will pull you into 2 parts. The magician of her tarot card locks her in a box, then he cuts her into 2 parts with an axe, and she dies like this. After this, Death and the demon were also after them, that is, the readings of Haley's and her friend. Then Haley gets an idea that if I read for astrologer, then after her death, everything will be fine, because in this way, cards and her soul will be separated. If the soul is over, then the cards will be over, then the curse will also breaks forever. Haley had decided that she will have to end this game. The devil pulls her friend and takes her, and Death goes after Haley. Love will be the reason for your death. This was her reading. Haley took the support of love, and tried to change her fate. But her friend was taken by the devil, and now only Death was left. Death came and caught Haley, but then love mean her friend came back. Her friend's reading was you will have to face the demon, otherwise, you will lose this closeness. Now he was facing the demon, while Haley starts reading for that astrologer's soul, and final card, Death, comes out, just like Haley. Now if Death took the soul first, then Haley was saved. Here Haley was telling the astrologer's soul, to forget the past and move ahead and don't kill innocent people, but meanwhile, Death decided, that he'll take both of them. Mean Haley and the astrologer's soul, but Haley's friend came again and saved her, and Death took the soul, and the soul ends in front of them. As soon as the soul ends, the cards end, and this curse ends forever. Now when both of them were going back, then a car comes from the front and in that was Paxton, and his reading was that for his friends, he will come back from somewhere, and in the lift his friend, who used to live in the room with him, he came and opened the door and saved him, as it was in his reading that someone closer to him will save him, so the fool demon left, and with that, this film ends here.